Yo, 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 GM, and welcome back, guys. Let me just double check that the volume and everything is good to go here. Huh, my phone's off, so that's convenient. But today's going to be kind of brief, and there we go. Just going to kind of go over some prices and stuff like that, and then and keep moving forward. Got some content that I didn't get done last night that I do want to wrap up and, make sure we get that out there. It's been one hell of a fucking year so far, man. I gotta say, it hasn't been the coolest fucking start, but hey, we're halfway through, and that's just the way it goes, man. The one thing is, you gotta stand up for what you believe in, or, I don't know, man. You're just gonna have to deal with what comes with that. All the situations that I'm in right now, it's not the most favorable, but when one door closes, it opens up opportunity for other things to happen. So you gotta keep your faith, you gotta keep your focus, and you gotta stick to, what feels right. And trust me, it's not easy going against the grain. It's not easy speaking up when others are falling in line, and it's not fun to sit on the top timeline and try to defend that. And I'm not trying to defend it. Some of the people in the comments asking, saying that it can't be just one person, it can't be just one person. Well, I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's definitely me saying something. So the one thing I will say is take accountability for what you're doing and know that, like, that's you. I mean, I could have kept my mouth shut and played, the same game everybody else is. But I'm not gonna lie to you. If you think for 1 second I don't have DMs out the ass talk with people saying like, this is fucked up, this isn't right, all this, that, and another thing, I agree with you. That's why I spoke up. I felt like they were doing some shady shit, but hey man, I'm a creator. I got a voice, I got a presence, and it's not just stuck to this platform. So take that for what it is and keep moving forward. I hope nobody else gets into the situation, but there's a few people that have reached out and they're like, man, I had a feeling this whole time that something was off. But you know what? We're moving forward, and we're going to be taking a look at the current prices and seeing what we got going on, because there's a lot of other things to take a look at. There's a lot of chains and shit like that. So don't get stuck on one thing, and don't let one situation kind of knock you off your game. It's not all about chasing a paycheck, and maybe that's the lesson I got to learn, that I was looking for an opportunity where I could start monetizing myself, start getting some pay or whatever. The person that brought me over to this going through a very similar situation, and I feel for everybody that's in there, but not everybody's got what it takes to walk away with no safety net and keep pushing forward. But if you do that, it probably will go a long way. This whole InfoFi thing, I think it's good, but you can see I'm one of the people that kind of fell into the shitty situation. But like I said, take accountability for yourself. I'm not blaming anybody but me. I'm literally the one person that went out of my way to say, you know what? Nah. Let me just double check that the sound and everything's good here. Fell into the Cool. Good to go. So we've got Bitcoin here at 108,815, and took a little bit of a dip. It's kind of bouncing along here. It does look like this is probably going to try to rebound. We have Ethereum a little bit ahead of that, kind of pumped up a little bit. So that's good to see. XRP down. That's at $2.30. I think it's the same as it was yesterday, right? Damn near. BNB, that is flat as can be on the 24 hours. Let's see what else we got. Solana, pretty much same thing, 173. And Solana, I was taking a look at something like this as far as the price projections and where they see that going. If they continue on the trend that they're at, despite this, last couple hours or whatever, last day, they could see this eyeing, 300 new all-time highs in the near future. But that's with the trend continuing. If it does not continue, yeah, sure, we're going to be kind of doing what we're doing right now. But either way, pay attention to that. Pay attention to the trend. The trend is your friend. I think we're going higher if you want my personal opinion. And let's see. We got Cardano still in here at 75 cents. I don't know if I just skipped over Dogecoin or not, but yeah, 22 cents right there. Let's see. Tron, 27 cents. We have Sui at $3.70. They had a little bit of a pump. They were down a little bit lower. Hyperliquid, thanks to Clemente bombing this thing, gave you guys new entries, and That dude is he's notorious for investing the tops and buying on the way down. But shout out to him. He has some good content. I've been watching him a little bit more. I wasn't a big fan of him before. I just thought it was like, I don't know. I just didn't pay attention to his content, and I've been watching it more. I do like it. I am a fan of Clemente or Clement. I don't know how you say his name, but one day we'll find out. We have Chainlink at $15.85. You guys recently might have seen their CCIP cross-chain interoperability was included with Solana, basically making it possible for more EVM integrations and applications. We have AVAX doing pretty damn well over here, $23.41. I like the team that I see on the timeline. A bunch of notable KOLs and influencers, and if they're not, then what were they since the day I got here? But they're over there with AVAX. They used to be Solana maxis, and now they're going out to other chains, chasing opportunities, and good for them. And that's what you should do if that's what is the cards that you're dealt. Not everybody's going to be put into a position. I am, but there's a reason that there's chains lagging and other ones succeeding and doing well. You can be the fastest, but if you don't have integrity, that's going to be something that shoots you in the foot. People say I shot myself in the foot, but if you remember, I said I'm going to probably jeopardize everything with what I'm about to say here. But hey, man, they assassinated Kennedy. They assassinated Martin Luther King. I'm not putting myself on the same scale of them, but the principle remains. You speak up for what you believe in and what you think is right and what is probably right. They're going to quiet you, shut you down, and make you look like you're the villain. And sometimes you have to be the villain in that situation. So fuck it, move forward and see what you got. But you got Shiba Inu. I saw some news about this. I forget what it was. I'm gonna look that back up. But I'm wondering how that will perform going forward. I haven't heard much about it, but you got to remember there's a lot of normies that bought into this thing super high. So they're probably waiting for break even, or they've been dollar cost averaging, whatever. But one thing I will say, when you start to see like real euphoria, you're going to see these kind of coins starting to jump up like we did with Dogecoin and Shiba, I would imagine. I don't think that you're going to see, a bunch of Solana meme coins moving up in the ranks on there, but I'm pretty sure they're not that far away. I think they, somewhere around here, you might be able to start seeing that. But just keep that in mind. These guys have been holding down these positions for the entire time throughout the bear market. So there's a good chance that you see, some recovery and things like that. Regarding those, let me move this over here. GM, what's going on, Kosa? Shout out to the homie, man. He took the #1 spot with that the scam chain. And got paid for that, so congratulations. Oh yeah, did I say scam chains? My bad. Toncoin, there was some news on that one as well, so that's probably where that pump came from. Somebody invested into that. I forget exactly what that was, but I'm going to look into that again just to stay up to date. I'm not going to be reporting on as much as far as content. I'm really going to be hammering it down when it comes to the content that relates to where I want to be and what I want to do. But yeah, look at that pump right there. They had some news, and hey, there's the sell-off. That's what it is, man. Make that money. We got Hedera, 18 cents. I actually checked my hash bag or hash pack or whatever the fuck this wallet is called, and I got some bread in there. I kind of forgot about that, but they got some meme coins. I'm expecting them to recover and pump back up when the time comes. And let's see, anything else I want to talk about here? Not really, right? Yeah. No. What we can do, take a look at the Fear and Greed Index. This is down a little bit because of the sell-off, because of the pullback, retracement, whatever you want to say. The market cap overall is up a bit, which again, you start to see this creeping up higher and higher and higher. You're going to see everything rises, Good to see that. Definitely good to see that. So let's go to cryptos. Where's my buttons? Where's it at? Oh, no, right here. Went to the wrong thing. So. Trump is up to $12 down 20%. I think that this coin has a good chance to bounce up and run back up. I don't know exactly where it would land, but I do think that this runs back up. Oh, that's what it was. SPX. This one, Murad is going crazy. The funny thing is, this guy is posting the same type of videos, and I'm actually going to break one of them down, and I'm probably going to do like a similar video to Murad effect. I got more engagement than him, but he had, well, not engagement. I got more likes on there, and he has about 2 to 3x followers. But I'm curious if I start to replicate some of what he's doing, if it works, within them. I'm not going to change my game up, but I'm just kind of curious. I want to play around with it a little bit because I think TikTok allows a little bit of room to do that. So I'm curious just to see how that could play out. Oh, this is kind of important. Render and some other coins were taken off of Coinbase because they weren't performing at all, or up to their standards, or whatever their threshold of that it takes for them to list them. But that one was taken off their exchange. So just keep that in mind when you start to see coins like this falling off. Like, why is that happening? What is the reason behind that? Why aren't people really paying attention to it? Is it just because things are popping off? Well, that doesn't really make sense. We're at $108,000 with Bitcoin. The sentiment is there. There's a bunch of greed, but we're seeing these things pull back while other things are moving up, like Jupiter. So can we see Jupiter flipping Render? Can we see Jupiter, flipping Trump? Probably. There is a good chance that could happen. I mean, you're only a few millions, or I guess billions away. I guess it does take a little bit more time than that, but it's cool to see Bonk, Jupiter. These are my favorite bags, performing this well and seeing where they're at. You got Fartcoin, SPX, 6,900. I think this has a good chance of being, one of those viral sensations, just because everything you've seen and crazy ass Murad is probably going to relentlessly. I mean, look at this right here. It just crossed over to the 1 billion. So where does it go from here? That's a question we all got to ask ourselves and take a look at. Dog with fat, $1.10. Lagging behind. I think that this is probably going to, catch traction and keep moving. I mean, it's a very popular Solana coin. Why not? But yeah, I'm not going to get too far into that. And there's a couple of headlines we'll take a look at. All right, while this loads up, I'm going to grab my coffee. All right, let's see what we got here. Some of these I have announced. I'm just going to kind of reiterate some of them, but this is the most recent news on Solana and some of the info that I've been kind of seeing here with the market. We took a look at the price action, only a slight change, less than 1%, so no big deal. The intraday range is 169 through 175, give or take a few cents. So if you are trading, day trading, just be careful there. If you want my honest opinion and the best way to play these, if you're not trying to make money day to day, or if you're not doing that kind of trading, you just want to buy and hold and not have to stare at charts, and you can kind of explore, network, and grow and do other fun things, just buy and hold or stake it. You can stake it for BTC pretty soon here with BTC Soul, and you can get native sats and stuff like that. You can take a look at the videos I've been posting regarding that. I'm very bullish on that, and I do want to make a long form video. That's why I am going to be cutting things short, because I got a lot to catch up on. Let's see. Institutional adoption and investments. R3 and major banks. UK-based software firm has partnered with the Solana Foundation to integrate Solana blockchain into operations of major financial institutions like HSBC, Bank of America, and Euroclear. This move signifies a shift towards public blockchains for asset tokenization. $1 billion investment filings for Sol Strategies has filed a prospectus to raise up to $1 billion to expand its investments in Solana ecosystem, indicating a strong institutional confidence. Ecosystem developments as far as MetaMask integrations with Solana into its desktop extension, allowing users to send, receive, swap, and interact with Solana-based tokens and dApps. It's the one thing nobody asked for, but hey, if you rock with MetaMask, it does make it convenient to have another additional wallet. But I'm sticking with the OGs. I'm sticking with what we know the most: Phantom, Solflare, Jupe. Jupe is the one that I use the most, but Solflare, after talking with Quicks and some of the people over there getting into the Guardians, I am taking a look at that. They do have some cool opportunities to, become an ambassador and support the blockchain. And from what I can see, a lot of love from the team over there. And some people have reached out to me and shared their thoughts, opinions, and feelings. So I do appreciate you guys out there, and the support, it doesn't go unnoticed. So you got to give it back where it comes from. And one of the biggest things is, guys, perform without purpose. Like, don't do it like this will be a good example. Use me. Like, I went over to the scam chain and wanted to help build over there. Wanted to bring the vibes that we've cultivated and we know that work here. The tenacity behind Solana and all of the homies here. Like, we were at $8, bro, and we ran this thing back up. Other chains are lagging behind and preaching this, that, and another thing, but it's like you got to stick to what you know. You got to stick to what works and what proves itself. I can't stress enough the difference there and on both of them. So just pay attention to that, but don't do what I did. We kind of talked on this a little bit with Quicks yesterday by not focusing in and trying to expand other things. And it's cool to, learn more. It's cool to grow and network and all of that. But will that hurt your reputation? That's only if you let it. If you care about that, then yeah. But if you stand strong and you keep showing up, you keep being consistent, you be accountable, that negates most of it. People are going to have their opinions. Like, I got one homie saying, it can't be. What did you do? Well, motherfucker, I spoke up where everybody shuts up. I pissed somebody off. I rubbed people the wrong way. That's just the way it is. Like I said, people that have brought me over there all the way back to Miami, they're all exiting. They're all waiting for TGEs and they're out. So, I didn't want to fall in that position with Dragon Swap, so I messaged them last night, and I said, thanks for the opportunity, but I need to get out of this whole entire situation. And if that prevents me from getting some kind of payment, like, whatever, dude. Like, that's not why I was there, just for that one thing. And I'm not going to hold on to a mask or something that's going to potentially elevate me or give me more exposure. I see people without badges every fucking day killing it in the game because they're bringing quality content, providing value, and making an impact. And if you need a badge or if you need, a pretty dress to do that, well, then wear your pretty dress. That's absolutely fine. As far as technical outlook, analysts suggest that at the current trends, like I said, hold Solana could rally 180% to reach $300 based on historical chart patterns and Fibonacci retracement levels. So, what would that mean as far as a long-term investment? Like I said, if you're not trying to, buy and, do these day trading kind of stuff, what you could do here, find yourself a good point. You got to do your TA. You can use that Splat. I posted about this the other day. It's AI, and it's actually will read the chart. You can kind of use that to say, hey, can you help me find an entry here? And it goes through the charts, it goes through the data, and it can help you with that. I'm going to talk more about that in upcoming days because I do like what they got, and I'm kind of curious to see what more I can do using that. But what I would say is no more than 10-12% leverage or X leverage, and not your whole bag, but take a chunk that you're comfortable with, kind of putting it into a more riskier situation. I wouldn't suggest putting your whole bag in there unless you got balls of steel and low leverage. But if we're seeing that, the technical outlook of this is showing almost a 200% gain, put a little bit of leverage on that, and you might be cooking. The other play, like I said, stake this thing. Just put it into some staking, support the blockchain. You might be all right there. There's a bunch of different places to go to, but it's an option. Last but not least, we have I know some of you guys might have seen the video. You might have seen some posts about it, but co-founder was doxxed. Hackers compromised Amigos Instagram account, leaking personal information about Raj and demanding 40 BTC, which they did not pay. So that just had homie's wife, address, ID cards, passports, all of that kind of stuff. They put his phone number out there. They launched coins and pushed them through the Migos account. So what does that mean for you? you need to double down on your security. You need to do the things that we were taught. Like, security is not sexy, it's not fun, and nobody talks about it until it's time to talk about it. And I remember when I got drained, and I made a video about this, sharing my experience, because it's not fun, but it shows you the strength of this community here in Solana. It shows you the strength of the people that are here that want to see you win as a contributor, as a community member, as somebody here in the grind, like on the same level as them. And that's the beauty of Solana. That's the beauty of a true network. The amount of people that are reaching out and showing the support, like, hey, is there anything I can do? Like, I don't want any charity. If there's anything I can do for you, and you'd like to, compensate me for my time and efforts, yeah, that's great. But I can't just accept like handouts or give outs or something like that. Like, I work for my bags, I work for my stuff, and I was given a gift, and I'll just say, I'll keep names down, but shout out to the Geckos and their community. Some of the top tier people and quality people that I've ever met in this space, for no reason other than they see value. And I think that they got a good take on the entire space. But yeah, some of them guys have reached out, some of them have offered, and one of them demanded a wallet. And it helps. It helps with certain things, like, and keeping me going, keep my morale up, helping me get a little leg up here or there. Wasn't anything crazy, but it's the thought, man. It's the idea, like, hey, this sucks, and I don't come out here to piss people off, man, but I guess I'm just not one of those people that can sit by and let shit happen. And when I see everybody else talking about it, and it's like, why are you just playing this game with them then? Why are you being a yes boy? Like, be a fucking man or a woman or whatever you want to be. But I don't know. It tells me a lot about character. There's certain things in life that, like my last job, they were treating me like shit because I made choices to go support Say and go out to ETH Denver. That was literally the catalyst that started the downhill spiral with my job. Now I'm not at the job. I don't have fucking the scam chain. And what does that tell you? I'm back to basics. I'm back home. I'm back where I should have been the entire time. And we'll just continue moving forward. And I know that the universe does not make mistakes, fam. And I think that that's the one thing I'll leave you guys with, is things don't happen by chance. It's not an accident. Shit is real. And you got to be willing and accountable on all of those levels. And I don't want anybody to think like, oh, poor me, oh, pitiful fucking SMS. That sucks. Like, yeah, it sucks. But I did this. I went out and I said, hey, this shit ain't right. Like, something's off. I'm not sure what it is. And before I made any of those posts, I did make sure that I went to the rules, the eligibility, what they put on their paper, and it said that the only thing they would not remove anybody for any reason. No opinions and stuff like that. Like, the crazy thing is they rewarded fucking AI, right? And somebody with a voice comes out and that happens. So just, I don't know. Would you ever want to work for something like that? Maybe if they're paying you and you got nothing to lose on that end, but just stand up for what you believe in, guys. And any setback is probably going to take you further. Doors are going to open up. It's not the end of it unless you quit. You got to be accountable though, and you'll be all right. So that being said, guys, I'm going to get to this content. And one thing before we go, I do have to share this with you. Let me get this over here. Profile. Do need to share that again. Oh, look, I got 2 yaps. Let's see where I'm at on Mindshare. Oh, look, I'm 40th. I'm still ranked. Maybe we'll go 3 for or third time's a charm. I'm just kidding. I wish they would just fucking block me off of that or something like that. But anyway, today we are going to be one-on-one with the homie Bosso. We're going to be talking about content creation, branding, where he came from in his past, what are his next steps, and just kind of chopping up. Never really got to talk with the homie. I met him in an unfavorable situation, but why is this still up? I thought that was supposed to be removed. Oh well. maybe it'll go away later. But anyway, that's later today at 11 a.m. We got 3 hours and counting until we get there. So looking forward to seeing you guys in there. Make sure that I'm going to repost this right now. Doop. Make sure you guys share this out there, get more people involved, and pull up to this. And all of my links are down here if you guys want to follow on YouTube, TikTok, all of that. That's in my link tree. I do appreciate that. All of those platforms are growing, and I'm having a good time, creating content. So let me get off of here. Let me get some shorts posted. And if you guys got any questions, comments, anything you want me to cover, if anybody wants to, talk more about coming on and, checking out the stream or just collaborating or anything like that, always open for opportunities like that. So just reach out and see what we can do. But like I said, stand on what you believe in, be strong, and don't let the bullshit fucking get to you, because it's just life. Life goes on, and it's just all about how your mindset is. This could be the worst day in the world for somebody, or it could be, time to move up, time to work a little bit harder. And biggest thing is stay consistent, even when you don't want to. I'll tell you what. Did I want to go about this morning? Do I want to do all of this and all that? Well, for me, yeah. But I know that other people might say, you know what, I got to take some time away. I need to go breathe. When I breathe, when I was taking my time last night, when I signed off, when I went to bed, when I woke up this morning, I got my affirmation, my prayer, my morning routines. And those are the things that I can fall back on. Those are the things that I can control. And what I can't control, it's just ain't for me. It is what it is. But hope you guys took something from that. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. And yeah, I'll see you at 11.